Okay. Hey everyone. Hey community. We are super excited to have today Nitish Raj with us, and he has done something amazing. He has we had this created platform APIs for Postman, the collection pack with the environments and so on, together with Uncle Alberici. And now what Nitish has done, he has done some great adjustment and enhancement to this pack, which he is going to introduce. Just quick info to Nitish. I got to know him through LinkedIn. Awesome guy. He directly approached me. He has done some contribution and extension on the platform APIs. So he wanted to share this with the broader community. And now we have him with us. So let's directly jump over to what he has done and give the mic to Nitish.
Thank you so much, Amir. I really appreciate your time and thanks for having me here.
It's our
I'll quickly
pleasure.
share my screen to show what I have done for the platform APIs collection that you guys were already doing, right? And it's great to communicate and contribute here. Okay, let me share. So first of all, I'll start with Anypoint platform APIs. If somebody is missing, what are those? So whatever you see on the UI, on the Anypoint platform UI, it's all backed by REST APIs, right? So REST APIs are exposing its management capabilities, be it signing into the Anypoint platform, be it publishing an asset to exchange, deploying your application, some RTF operations, your operations around the API manager and whatnot. So whatever you see, it's all backed by REST APIs, right? And we call them as collectively as MuleSoft platform APIs or Anypoint platform APIs. So today, yep. So we'll be seeing there are many platform APIs which Amir, Angel, and everybody has been working on. Like there are runtime fabric, API manager, object store, access management, cloud hub, and there were some design center APIs as well. So I'll be just talking about the design center APIs here. So there are tons of APIs, but I'm also uh, mentioning a few of them. All right, so this says API specification automation. So API specification automation, what do we mean by that? So you can think of taking an API spec from its whole life cycle from end to end, be it creating a new project in the design center, adding the content to it, publishing it to the exchange, and even before adding some dependencies from exchange, creating data types, fragments, including them, and publishing it to the exchange till that level. So talking about the use cases, so you might be wondering what would be the use case for this API spec automation here, right? So one of the use cases would be, say, one of the large organizations have multiple business groups, and some of the business groups are, not using any kind of platform, but they are having their some other kind of ESB and using Open API specification language to create API specs, right? But now they want to adapt the design center and the Anypoint platform as a whole, right, to increase their capability and their time to the market. But since now they have already worked on huge number of OS specs, it doesn't make any sense to come to the design center and upload files manually, or even you know um, copy and paste it. So what the Anypoint platform APIs gives the customer here as control to automate the whole process from end to end, like creating an API in design center, doing all those operations on top of it, and publishing it to the exchange. What are the added advantages?
I have a quick question, Nitish here.
Sure, Amir.
So you have seen that as part of our universal API management, we
Yeah,
have been releasing the auto cataloging CLI,
right.
which is a service to discover APIs in different Git repositories and upload it to Exchange. So what is the difference between the API specification automation? Where are the advantages and what's the use case exactly here?
Sure. I think that's a great question, Amir. Thanks for that. Uh, to answer that, a couple of points here. So first point would be, since we can do the each like operations like publishing to the exchange using the catalog APIs. But the if you're using Anypoint platform APIs here, it gives you the control at the more granular level. Like you can go into the design center, uh, add some content to your existing APIs, add some more dependencies to it, update the dependencies, remove the dependencies, and you can have the control at the each and every level of your data there. So I think that is one of the added advantage. And second advantage would be you are getting each and everything at a central location, right? I'm pretty sure, yeah, like we can use the Git and everything, but it will give us access in Anypoint platform itself, where we can go and see in the design center. If you want to make any changes there, you can you are free to do so. I hope that answers your
No,
question, Amir.
awesome, awesome. Thanks for the explanation.
Thank you. Yeah, so I was talking about the advantages as well. So, like, what are the advantages of that? Like Amir mentioned that we can use the catalog APIs as well, right? So, in addition to that as well, so what business groups can achieve from this is like they will have the faster time to the market, and by saving that will result in cost saving as well, right? Because they are saving hundreds of hours of work by automating that spec creation, right? And if something goes wrong in between, if some designer wants to, you know, uh, update the content in that API spec, they are free to do so using this Design Center platform APIs. So moving now, let's talk about the prerequisite. If you're already using this Anyone platform APIs, you might be knowing this, like we require access token and organization ID to operate on these APIs. But for the design center APIs, we also require an honor ID along with your access token and organization ID. So here is one more advantage, like which platform APIs also platform APIs in general also gives you. Like you can use your username password. If your organization is SSO enabled, you can use a connected app using a client ID and client secret, right? So using your client ID, client secret, or probably your username and password, you get the access token, and using that access token, you get the profile information from your endpoint platform. That will give you organization ID, owner ID, and access token. In the previous step, you can merge it. I mean, you can have it and use that for whole automations of your API spec. I'll quickly go through one of the use cases here. So one of the use cases here is if somebody wants to create a new project, right? So creating a new project will give you the project ID along with some additional metadata. Based on that, you can have some branch operations on top of it, like acquiring the right lock. So to work on that project, you need to acquire the right log. Then you can upload multiple files like your main YAML file, root YAML file. You can have your data types. You can upload your examples folder, or you can upload all your security schemes and whatnot. So there are multiple optional, operations as well, like moving a file folder, renaming a file or folder, updating your dependencies. If somebody wants to, like, if a designer wants to see the file content anytime, right, while working on it, he can just issue an operation and see the whole file content. And next will the publishing to exchange, post that releasing the right log. So it was one of the use cases. And the second use case would be if you're not, you know, if you're not trying to upload the uh, segregated or separated files, what you can do is like you say, hey, I have only one zip file of an OS or probably RAML. I just need to import it. Like we import into a design center by just one click. Can we do that as well? Yes. So we have the operation for that as well. Just log into your design center, import the API specification zip, acquire the right log, publish to exchange, and you are good to go. I will now go to Postman collection that I was working on. I actually forked the main collection that Amir and team has been working on. So to show you, we have the authentication design center, exchange, and management center. So you will find all these platform APIs inside the design center. So if you start from the profile information, getting the design center profile, which is already there, right? What I have added to here is some operations to the projects folder, right? So getting all the projects, I mean, creating a new project that we saw, getting the project data, get API data, creating a fragments. You can go and create some fragments as well, right? You can create a trade security scheme, or probably just the whole library and put it on Exchange.
Just a quick comment for the
Yeah,
viewers. So if you collapse the profile information and project again, if I remember correctly, there were only 3 requests, and from folder perspective, there were only project folder and dependencies,
yeah.
and not much. So this has. So I'm really impressed. This has grown so much. Thanks for this contribution already. Yeah? So awesome.
We are just learning from you. Thank
So,
you, guys. All right.
okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, please continue. Sorry for I was so excited.
So as Amir mentioned that we had profile information, environments, and dependencies as well, right? So I have added projects folder here where you'll get these many operations, and if you go to the if you go inside, branches as well. So you got some operations on your branches as well, like you acquire the right log, release the right log. You can even create a new branch. So most of the times, like by default, master branch will be your branch, right? If you're working on design centers, you can create a new branch as well. If you wish to delete a branch, you can go and delete that branch as well, right? So like just like I'm showing you the URL here along with the variables that will be that will be a part of your environment collection here. Listing the project files, you can go and clean your branch, get the branch status, whether it's locked by some other user or not, listing all the branches, and this is same. Check the write log status if it is used by some other developer designer. Talking about the next one, as we mentioned, one of the use cases and also the advantages, like you have the greater control of your design center, your API spec. So I've added those under files and folders. If you see, you can go and update the file content. It takes the form of your content in your text file. If you're not happy with this, what you might be wondering, like, I don't want to put the content here. I can just directly upload the files and folder there. So we have this for that. So you mentioned, your files and folders structure here, and like you can import from your project directory and just upload it. And talking about the delete operations. So yeah, so once you're good with this, at a time you find that, hey, this this particular API spec that I uploaded was of no use. It's no use in project. So it's like no matter I'm just decommissioning it or probably just uh, playing around with it versions, but I totally need to delete it. So you can delete that from Design Center, or uh, you can delete your file or folders as well. And talking about the Exchange deletion, so you can delete an asset using these two operations. So like you can soft delete and hard delete as well. So these are all the folders which will make your life easy if you are wondering, and if you are looking for automating your API specs to the design center and putting to the Exchange at the whole granular level as well.
Mhm. So awesome, awesome stuff what you have done, Nitish. I have a few questions. Just it's
Sure.
maybe side questions, not directly related to the collection
Yeah.
items you have created. So now we have seen this beautiful flows you showed, right? Uploading, importing into Design Center, writing log,
Yeah.
and then publishing to Exchange and releasing the log. Um, have you automated this end to end? First question. Second, if yes, what? How did you automate it? Did you use Postman flows, or did you use Python? Did you use Anypoint Studio? Yeah. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah,
So
and
Prince, Yeah, these platform APIs will give you the, very much control at the customer end or the, the user end. So as you mentioned, we can automate it using Anypoint Studio. We can go ahead and create an application as well. I did not create an application. What I did is I had all those series of operations inside one collection
Mhm.
and run it as a Postman collection at whole. So and your files and folder, your API specs must be in your project directory. It takes from there and upload it just on a single click, and it gives you, peace of mind. So you don't have to do anything.
Okay, but then you have to go request by request, right?
Not request by request. Like you can have your all the operations into a single
Ah,
collection
okay.
and just
Mm.
run the collection at
Okay,
once.
awesome. Great. I've never tried this Postman flow, so I was wondering if you have done it.
Yeah, it's a kind of very excellent, user experience.
Hmm. No, definitely. Then, so what are the next steps now, Nitish, for us? So I think we want to make this available to the community, which requires this collection which you have forked out and now modified to be merged into the master collection. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you have to do now is, I think you have to create a pull request.
Right. Yeah. I'll go ahead and I was just waiting for, speaking to you so I can go ahead if there are some inputs and feedbacks from your side. I'll incorporate them and post that. I'll just, merge I mean, I'll raise the request for a pull request.
Okay, so yeah, if we think about next week, latest the week after, it will be merged into the platform APIs and it's available for everyone to use. Yeah?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, awesome. Then thanks a lot. Really, I cannot thank you enough. And also, I was chatting with Angel. He's apologized. He's in a meeting,
Not a
but he
problem.
said also, highly appreciated and great stuff. I've sent him some screenshots. So also thank from his
Yep.
side, and also from my side. Really appreciate it. Well done, and keep it up, Nitish.
Thank you
Really,
so much.
you
Convey my
rocked
wishes to
it.
him. It's all because of you guys. Like I keep on, following you on LinkedIn, and I find your, work that you're doing on RPA, you have worked on, and this endpoint platform API is phenomenal. So I'm just learning from them, all those posts of yours,
Oh,
and
thank you. Thank you.
just
I get
posting
my
for the
inspiration
community.
from the community. You inspire
Yeah,
us back, we inspire back, and so it's a cycle.
absolutely.
Awesome. Then thanks a lot, and I will just now stop recording.